I have a question that's been asked multiple times. Wanted to get at it because I got asked it again on one of my videos. So I spoke before about trademarks. I'm gonna put that link under here right now. So if you want to see, my previous thoughts on it, I'm gonna say this again. I am not a lawyer, so find legal counsel. This is my opinion. So having said that, no, I wouldn't necessarily say that trademarking is the first thing that you have to do for your brand. And here's why. To be honest, I don't know if your brand is gonna make it. And I don't mean, I really don't mean to be funny about that. I get the average person that's watching my YouTube channel, and I love you guys to death. Most of you guys are startup brands and you're very green, so you're thirsty for knowledge. And that's the whole reason I do the channel, guys, is because when I was 18, I wanted nothing more but to work in streetwear and make dope clothing, be part of the industry that makes clothing for a younger generation. And so I'm glad, but the energy sometimes is misplaced. The energy and the passion and the creativity, I don't question that you have that in your brand. So in a haste of figuring out what to do on the logistical side of things, the 1, 2, 3, 4 things that I need to do, business license, trademarking, this and that, I don't necessarily think trademarking is the first thing that you need to do. Now that depends. That's my general answer. If you're going to do an intent to trademark, and then develop your ideas and your products, most of the times that's going to cost more than putting product out in the market and then saying, hey, look, I have proof that I've used this trademark in a company or in commerce, and then trade it. So if you make product first, in other words, and sell it, not to like your cousin or your uncle, but you kind of want proof that it's not someone sort of related to you. If you do it in commerce, then you can prove that there's a transaction where you sold the goods under that name, that logo, that likeness, whatever that property is that you're trademarking. And so, no, I don't think it's the first thing you need to do. Obviously, I think trademarking is important, but before you do that, I mean, a lot of companies will put a name out there that sounds so much like something else, and there's this weird kind of feeling from a lot of like green entrepreneurs that's like, oh, that doesn't really matter, or we're nothing like them. That's fine from a theory perspective or a subjective perspective, but from a legal perspective, if your logo looks exactly like Nike's, there's no way that they're gonna bury you if you get a certain amount of success. I speak about this in another video that I don't think I've recorded yet, so when I do the link to that video, I'm gonna put it right here. But that's a separate subject. But what I'm saying is, that's why I think the basics, what I will note is my video about original logos, so I will put that here now. How about that? It goes back to the basics of really planning backwards and saying, okay, let's start with a name and a logo that looks nothing like anyone else. Because the last thing you want to do is put 5 years of work into a brand and find out that there's a company out there like it and has the trademark to it, and they can now engage you in a lawsuit. Because what they're going to say is you're promoting, you've made a confusion and you've made money off their brand that they've already started and have trademarked, which is a fair legal fight. Because if someone started a company and you put 5 years into it, you have a right to that too. But if you didn't do your due diligence and there's another company that already has that name or that likeness, you're asking for a lawsuit. And that's why I'm a big fan of doing something original prior to that. Anyways, point for this video isn't, also put the product out first, see if it sells. Like, you're gonna end up spending anywhere from probably like $300-400 to, if you get a lawyer involved, over $1,000 to trademark something. Don't do it to figure out that people don't really want the product. If you in your mind you're like, oh, it's gonna sell, my response to you is that's not good enough. Like, you need to show me data. You need to prove that it's going to sell. And that's another reason why trademarking, you kind of wait, sell some things, and then look into trademarking it. That's my personal opinion. Hope that helps. Anybody want to add to the conversation, you already know, drop it below. Thanks for watching.